All right, and tonight on GCNews News, Thomas Lane, a suspect tweeting and abetting Floyd's death, has been released from jail.
Protesters create territory in Seattle.
And no more cops will be anymore. News at 7 starts right now.
Live from GCW's Broadcasting Center in New York.
Good evening and welcome to GCNews.
And I'm iiPrimeLion.
Thomas Lane, followed to the death of George Floyd, has been released from jail. The news came this morning about his release, according to Hennepin County Jail records. He held down other parts of Floyd's body. The officer who pinned his knee on Floyd's neck. A defense attorney for Lane argued that Lane only was on the force for 4 days leading up to the incident, and suggested to Chauvin to roll Floyd over, for which Chauvin refused. Lane's bail was set for $750,000.
All right. Protesters in Seattle, famous for its Capitol Hill district, set up shop. The Capitol here, autonomous zone, or CHAZ, is set up within that region. Protesters have attempted starting a protest at City Hall, demanding the resign for cops using tear gas on protesters by him placed the day earlier. The zone a community medical tents and air gather barricades to say that people who are entering are, quote, leaving the USA. Protesters occupy the area, which includes the East District bans on immediate posts, demanding not just many, which include abolishing the police and court system, but also abolishing prison in some form, free college, or Washington state residents, things. Trump has criticized CHAZ area, threatening to take back the area using government forces if the mayor doesn't.
In the wake of the current protests around the world demanding justice, police reform, some TV shows are going away. Paramount Network is removing the show Cops from his network. In a statement to Deadline, a spokesperson said, quote, Cops is not on the Paramount Network, have any or future plans for it to be turned, unquote. Cops has been on the network for 6 years when Spike, the former network, picked up the show after it was canceled on Fox, where it ran for 25 seasons. It is in syndication currently, with no word on the status of the syndication. Although Viacom CBS did drop the program from its network, the Cops channel on Pluto TV is still being programmed. WGN America will also drop the show, as its owner, Nexstar, plans to convert the prime program News Nation. Meanwhile, Live PD has been dropped from A&E. And a spokesperson said to CNN, quote, this is a critical moment in our nation's history, and we have made the decision to cease production on Live PD. Going forward, we will determine if there is a clear pathway to tell the stories of both the community and the police officers whose role it is to serve them, quote. The network, however, plans to meet with police departments and civil rights leaders for the show. One of the show's hosts said in a tweet, quote, to Live PD and Nation, please know we did everything we could do, and for continued transparency and policing. I was convinced the show would go on, unquote. The show has been scrutinized for its role in the death of Javier Ambler. Live PD crews were on the scene at the time. The footage was not shown on the show. That case is under investigation. Live PD has since said the video of the incident was destroyed.
Okay, the U.S. will put sanctions into the International Criminal Court, and in an executive order, President Trump authorized sanctions against members of the ICC involved into an investigation regarding crimes against humanity and war crimes committed by the U.S. and the Taliban in Afghanistan during the War on Terror, which started in 2003 in response to the 9/11 attacks. The U.S. currently does not recognize the status of the ICC.
And now let's get a look at your national weather.
Welcome back to GC News, everyone. Walmart no longer placing quote multicultural hair care and beauty products in locked cases in any of its stores. The company confirmed Wednesday. The practice, which Walmart says was only in place in about a dozen of its 4,700 U.S. stores, has received criticism for the implication that the customers who buy these products, largely people of color, can't be trusted. The cases must be unlocked by a store associate, and the products are usually taken to the front of the store for purchase. Walmart customer Judah Bell said that the process is, quote, humiliating and is something she's noticed at select locations across the country, usually those in more urban, less affluent areas. She shared photos on Wednesday at two different Walmart stores located in economically different neighborhoods. Neither location had multicultural beauty products in cases, but the location in the less affluent community had many items locked in cases, including cold medicine, children's medicine, body wash, cosmetics. Walmart spokesman Lorenzo Lopez said that the company is sensitive to the issue and understands the concerns and will be implementing the change in policy as soon as possible. Quote, as a retailer serving millions of customers every day from diverse backgrounds, Walmart does not tolerate discrimination of any kind. Like other retailers, the cases were put in place to deter shoplifters from some products such as electronics, automotive, cosmetics, and other personal care products, end quote, Lopez said. Bell said once she asked a Walmart employee why they kept using product, and Key was told that the products have higher theft rates, but was not presented with any data to support that. Walmart isn't alone in facing scrutiny for this practice. Many other personal care stores and now chains such as CVS and Walgreens have been accused of doing this. Walgreens and CVS did not immediately respond for a request to comment.
All right, the president is about to resume his famous campaign rallies with his first campaign rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma on June 19th, also known as Juneteenth. I don't know why it says that, it just says that. A day to celebrate the freeing of slaves across America. It is also for the reason that Trump has received criticism for his decision. Tulsa is also the site of the worst race riot in American history, which took place from May 31st to June 1st, 1901. On those days, the Greenwood District, where Africans described the most in segregated America, burned to the ground. Angry were upset about it. Still enough to trigger the mobs and riots.
Okay. Secretary of State Powell, a retired President Donald Trump on Sunday, he said he had drifted away from the Constitution, quote. He became the fourth former chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff to speak out against use active duty soldiers protesters. Quote, it's unusual for any flag officers or indeed any former officers to speak out against the commander in chief, quote, said David Seagal, the founding director of the Center for Research on Militarization at the University of Maryland, saying officers generally try to remain apolitical. Quote, 50 years I've been studying in the military, I can't think of a precedent. Former White House and State Department official Heather Holbert agreed. She said that when there have been heated public debates in the past about how the military should be used, they have not provoked the same response from flag officers. She cited the largest protest against the Vietnam War, the transition from the draft to an all-volunteer force, the Reagan administration's actions in Central America, the repeal of, quote, don't ask, don't tell, and the decision to allow women to serve in combat. On Tuesday, retired Navy Administrator Mike Mullen called Trump's desire to use active duty forces to suppress protests, quote, sickening. Retired Army General Martin Dempsey, sorry about that, called it, quote, dangerous and, quote, very troubling in an interview with NPR on Thursday. Retired Air Force General Richard Myers said the tear gassing of protesters outside the White House on Monday night filled him with, quote, just absolute sadness. As he said, he was glad he was not advising Trump. Siegel sees a change in the military and thinks it's being drawn to politics more than in previous generations. Quote, I think it's clearly straight from the past, quote. He said, the question is whether it portends a change in direction or a reflection of this particular moment in time and this particular president.
The co-owners of a family-owned Missouri newspaper resigned from their positions in protest Wednesday after the publication of a racist syndicated cartoon that depicted a black man stealing a purse from a white woman while hailing funding cuts to police. The cartoon, published in the Washington Missourian, shows a white woman asking for someone to call 911, but the masked black man says, quote, "Good luck with that, lady. We defunded the police," unquote. Washington Missourian owners and sisters Susan Miller and Jeanne Miller Wood said in an apology that the newspaper's publisher, their father, made a decision to run the cartoon and didn't let them know in advance. Publisher Bill Miller Sr. subsequently wrote in a column that the cartoon was made to convey opposition to defunding police but was, quote, racially insensitive. The co-owners said that they resigned in protest because they don't have editorial control to prevent something like this happening again. They also said the publication of the cartoon hits close to home because it was their father who chose to run it. Quote, many families have been having these painful discussions in the privacy of their homes, they wrote. We unfortunately have to have this debate in a more public way, unquote. It's not clear what the sisters' resignations mean for their ownership of the newspaper. The cartoon was distributed by creators, which in a statement said, quote, Black Lives Matter, Black Voices Matter, we condemn racism in all forms, unquote. The company has pulled the cartoon and says it's not aware of it being published anywhere else. Quote, as a media distributor, creators neither controls nor censors the content we receive from our writers and artists, the company's statement said. However, in this instance, the editorial cartoon should not have been sent, and we have pulled the cartoon from all distribution platforms, end quote. Cartoonist Tom Stiglich, who made the cartoon, told St. Louis television station KSDK-TV that the nation needs, quote, more law and order right now, not less. The rioting and looting was extremely disheartening, he told the station. That cartoon was based solely on violent crime numbers here in the U.S. To ignore that would be doing a disservice to the reader, unquote.
And coming up, Honda puts manufacturing on hold over a computer disruption.
And Marriott is ordered by the Trump administration to close a hotel in Cuba. We'll be right back. All right, and welcome back to GC News, everybody. After nearly 2 months at home because of the COVID-19 pandemic, Erica Schoenrath was making plans in May to see her dentist for a checkup. Then she got a notice from Swiss Dental that the cost of her next visit would include a new $20 infection control fee that would not be covered by her insurer. Dentists say they struggle to pay the extra costs, particularly after most states shut down dental offices in March and April for all but emergency care to preserve protective equipment for hospital use. They are also seeing fewer patients than before the pandemic because some fear going back to the dentist, and, at the same time, dentists need to space out appointments to keep their waiting rooms uncrowded. The new fee upsets some patients, although most understand that the cost of dentistry has increased, said Rishi Desai, Director of Operations and Finance at Swish Dental, which is 8 locations in the Austin area. Quote, "We are just as frustrated with all of these too, but as a small business, we had to reassess things," unquote. Kim Hartledge, officer manager of Klein Dental Group in Louisville, Kentucky, said insurers recommended that the office add an infection control fee. The insurers balked at raising their reimbursement rates. She said the small office has had to buy many more disposable masks and gloves. Quote, "We had to step up our game," she said. So far, she hasn't heard any feedback on the $10 fee. "We have very understanding clients," she said. Tamar Lasky, an epidemiologist, said she likes her dentist in Owings Mills, Maryland, and was glad that the office was communicating and many precautions it was taking to prevent the spread of COVID-19. But she said she was stunned when she was informed by email that a $15, quote, infection control charge would be added to her bill. Quote, "I can readily imagine there are a range of additional expenses as well as the loss of revenue associated with the pandemic, but infection control is not an extra service. It is part of the practice of dentistry," Lasky said. "I'm not sure what is the best solution to the increased cost of tighter infection control, but this new charge may not be covered by insurance, and that passes all the burden to the patient."
Okay. Marriott International, the only U.S. company to run a hotel in Cuba, told readers that it had been ordered by the Trump administration to close its Four Points Sheraton in Havana and wind down its operations by August 31st. The hotel operator had received notice that its government-issued license would not be renewed, a company spokeswoman said. This was first issued during the 2014-2016 U.S.-Cuban detente pursued by former President Barack Obama, that President Donald Trump has since rolled back. The U.S. Department of Treasury has also informed that the company would, quote, not be permitted to open other hotels in Cuba that have been in preparation, the spokeswoman said.
The console wars are amplifying as Sony gets set to announce its new PlayStation 5 console today. And please note, this story was written before the PS5 event, which took place at 4 today. I don't know why, but that try ask the writer something. Already some features have been revealed officially about the PS5, including the controller and a demo of the tech, and also during the PS5 reveal, they also revealed the shape of the whole console with a sleek design, a few lights, and that's pretty cool for them. Experts say it will cost more than the predecessor, with price expected to be around $500 to $550, according to Bloomberg Business.
And in other news, a sort of different type of game show premieres tonight as a part of ABC's Summer of Fun and Games. Adam Scott hosts Don't. The show, which comes from the mind of an executive producer by Ryan Reynolds, gives two teams a chance to win up to $100,000 by simply doing nothing. Of course, there will be challenges, but the idea is to not do what the title of a challenge suggests. Some challenges include don't blink, don't play ball in the house, and don't look back. The team that successfully doesn't do what a challenge suggests earn money in their account, while the losing team of the challenge gets a rather untraditional consequence. Both teams do get to keep their winnings at the end, though, if there is anything left.
Coming up, we have Kirk Jeremy for Kirk's Day of Days.
And our new viewer mail time segment is coming up. We'll be right back. Welcome back to GC News. Now it is your favorite segment of the day. It's finally time for star-studded day of the correct take.
Hi, it's Dan Howell's birthday today. I absolutely forgot who Dan Howell is. Smile. Oh. Well, then what do you know? Anyways, today is also Kodak Black's birthday. Jake Weber, Cadence Conrig, Nathan Triska, Dashi, Brandon Yeed, Ned Fulmer, Gene Wilder, Joe Montana. Yeah. And we also have Chuck Norris wannabe Hughes Laurie. That's not his profile picture. Literally looks like that. Don't take it out of context. Jurassic Park came out today. It premiered today in 1993. So did Karate Kid. Wait, what? Karate Kid came out too? No, wait a minute. I feel lied to. Also, Garfield came out today, along with Napoleon Dynamite. Oh, today's a good day. Oh, and E.T. came out today. Wow, everyone loved it, apparently. I don't know why. Anyways, for holidays... Am I missing some? I missed a birthday. Dual Survival, City of War, Chronicle the Redhead, Grease 2, Electric Boot. I don't think I can nothing interesting other than Corn on the Cob Day and National Making Life Beautiful Day and German Chocolate Cake Day. That's all I have for today. Let's bring it back to that's for Q&A.
Hey, well, thank you, Kirk. We're going to do something we've never done before. It's the second favorite segment on the show. It's time for Viewer Mail. You guys at home send us mail. We're going to read it. All right, so with that in mind, we're going to start with the first question to the GC News production from Chris Family 17. How do you find the news stories that the anchors report every week for each cast? I don't know. What? No, for real, I don't know.
The question's for our production team. That's not us. That's Gamer.
Hello.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have a mic on?
Yeah, okay, so I got word from our scriptwriters that they get their sources from local news outlets such as CNN, and they credit all their sources, but they do not use the exact words of the news. They paraphrase and they present it for our anchors and put it on our scripts. So yeah, that's the answer to that question.
I'm sorry, did you say that they get local news from CNN?
The best local news channel. Best.
I love local news.
Our second question. News anchors. Oh, look, that's me. I'm sorry, Mr. No One 338 says, "What is your take on the PS5?" I like it.
Honestly, if I had to answer, I don't care. I don't care for the Vive or the Xbox. I don't care for either of them. I said I don't care for either.
Okay, well, I care about the PS5, hoping that I'm
you're gonna buy a console?
Yes, exactly. You buy
it for Resident Evil 8.
For that.
Yeah, I'll buy it. Boy, are there any staff openings soon?
That is the most best question I could ever.
Yeah, you already the answer, Gamer.
No.
Oh.
Definite. Well, okay.
You said
No. Not right now.
Well, that's all the time.
I mean, it's the problem asking for writers, but it doesn't matter. Do we have time on the clock? No.
So please stop asking questions. Like, we're not meteorologists. Don't ask where to hide when it starts raining.
Especially when it comes to outdoor dining. You know exactly who you are, the person who said that. We deleted that question.
We had to take it out. It was ridiculous.
Sorry, I also out of time. So that's in tomorrow night at 7 for more G News. For iiPrimeLion and the rest of our team, I'm JohnnyZillion. Have a good night. Stay inside. Don't go to any outdoor dining places.
They're probably going to anyway.
They're gonna have to. One's homeless. blowing out my ears.
To like because like no one's here to watch the show. It's like 3 people, and the part of those 3 people